Hello and welcome to Maths by SAS. This is my third lesson of PTB Science Group Class 9's book, and the chapter is chapter number 2 and exercise 2.6, that is about the basic operations on complex numbers. In this class, students will be learning and discussing question number 4, and before starting the lesson, I just want to say that I am making these all lessons in order to facilitate my students and to give the idea that learning is a continuous process and nobody can stop the learning process, and nobody can be and nothing can be the barrier between the teacher and the student and the learning. And if you are new to our channel and you have not subscribed to my channel, please you have to subscribe the channel and do not forget to press bell icon so that you can get the information of every latest lesson in time. Let's move to question number 4, first part, and let me confirm the data. Question is that we have to simplify and give the answer in form of the standard complex number a plus iota b, and the first part is minus 2 over 1 plus iota. Don't go anywhere during the lesson and don't miss any part of the lesson, because if you are missing any part of the lesson, you will be finding these questions difficult, because these are one of the important questions of your board examination. Now, for short questions, the question is in form of the fraction or the division. So, in first of all, what we have to do, this is the rule, that we have to make this complex number free from fraction, and what we are going to do is in order to make this complex number free from fraction is that we have to multiply and divide the numerator and denominator by the complex conjugate okay, of the 1 plus iota. So, this will become minus 2 over 1 plus iota, and conjugate of 1 plus iota, we know that in conjugate what we have to do, we have to change the sign of the complex part. So, it will take the form minus 2 over 1 plus iota multiplied by 1 minus iota over 1 minus iota. And now, what we have to do is in the numerator, I can write it in this form, and if we look at the denominator, 1 plus iota into 1 minus iota, recall the identities a plus b multiplied by a minus b equals to a square minus b square. So, according to that, what we are going to do is, for the numerator, we have to apply distributive property. So, it will become minus 2 plus 2 iota over 1 square minus iota square. So, this will become minus 2 plus 2 iota over 1 minus, and iota square is minus 1. Let me go up. Okay, and now this minus multiplied by minus will become positive, and it will take the form minus 2 plus 2 iota over 1 plus 1, and it can take the form over 2. We have to give our answer in most simplified form. So, what we can do is look at the numerators. Numerator has the common factor 2. So, I can pull either 2 or minus 2 as the common factor, and I will have 1 minus iota by 2. 2 will go with this 2, and I will have minus 1 minus iota, or it can be minus 1 plus iota. I hope you are really clear about this part, and moving to the second part, and the second part is 2 plus 3 iota upon 4 minus iota. So, what we are going to do is same technique. The question is in form of fraction, 2 plus 3 iota upon 4 minus iota. What we have to do? We have to make this fraction free from denominator, and in order to make this fraction free from denominator, what we have to do is we have to multiply the numerator and denominator by 4 plus iota, which is actually the conjugate of this number. Try to understand this part, that in order to make this fraction free from denominator, this question free from denominator, I have to multiply and divide this fraction by 4 plus iota, which is the complex conjugate, or which is the conjugate of 4 minus iota. So, according to that, it will become 2 plus 3 iota into 4 minus iota multiplied by, let me write it in different pen so that my students can see the difference. 4 plus iota, 4 plus iota is the conjugate of 4 minus iota. I have to multiply and divide it, and now the question will take the form 2 plus 3 iota into 4 plus iota upon 4 minus iota into 4 plus iota. Again look at the denominator carefully. A minus b, a plus b, again the application of the identity difference between two squares, and now in the numerator what we have to do, we have to apply distributive property 2 into 4 plus iota plus 3 iota into 4 plus iota upon 4 square minus iota square. And now what we can do is that, let me go up, let me draw the line here so that my students should not mix working with the other part. Present your working in a very nice way so that examiner can understand your message easily. So, this will become 8 plus 2 iota plus 12 iota and plus 3 iota square upon 4 square is 16 minus iota square is minus 1, and now 8 3 times 4 is 12, sorry, 12 plus 2 is 14 iota, and iota square is minus 1, this will become 3, and this is 16 minus 1, this is 16 plus 1. Now, what we have to do is 8 minus 3 plus 14 iota upon 17, 8 minus 3 is 5 plus 14 iota by 17, or what we can do is that I have to write it in form of a plus iota b, 5 by 17, 14 by 17 iota. Moving to the third part, and the third part is 9 minus 7 iota over 3 plus iota. Again the question is in fraction, and in the denominator we have the complex number. So, what we are going to do, we have to make this fraction free from the denominator, and we have to make the denominator real number. In order to make the denominator real number, what we have to do, we have to multiply and divide this fraction by the conjugate of this number which is in the denominator. We have to multiply and divide the fraction by 3 minus iota, which is actually the conjugate of the denominator. This point has to be really clear. So, I am again and again focusing on this point, 9 minus 7 iota upon 3 plus iota. So, this will take the form 9 minus 7 iota, 3 plus iota. I have to multiply and divide by the conjugate of this number, which is 3 minus iota upon 3 minus iota. Again in all parts you can see that we need to apply the difference between two squares, like a is at both the places and b is at both the places. So, numerator can be written in the form 9 minus 7 iota into 3 minus iota upon 3 square minus iota square. I am going really slow so that my students can understand these all lessons properly. I have to take 9 and I have to write it with the second whole bracket minus 7 iota into 3 minus iota upon 3 square is 9 minus iota square this is minus 1. Okay. Now, again what we are going to do is that 9 times 3 is 27 minus 9 iota, 7 times 3 is 21 iota, 21 iota minus multiplied by minus will become positive in the beginning, and 7 iota square upon minus multiplied by minus will become positive 9 plus 1. Okay, let me draw the line so that I can continue my working at the top. So, this will become 27, 21 minus 9 is 30, 21 minus 9 is 30 iota plus 7 into iota square is minus 1 upon 10. Okay. 27 minus 30 iota, 30 iota minus 7 upon 10, and now what we can do is that 27 minus 7, they are the like terms, they are the real parts, minus 30 iota by 10. Try to give your answer in most simplified form. 27 minus 7 is 20 minus 30 iota by 10, and now we can simplify it more either by pulling out what 10, table of 10 is suitable. 10, 2 minus 3 iota upon 10, 10 goes with 10, 10 goes with 10, and I am left with 2 minus 3 iota, which is the required complex number in standard form. Okay. Moving to the next part, that is 2 minus 6 iota upon 3 plus iota minus 4 plus iota upon 3 plus iota. If you look at the question is having two fractions with difference, but look at the denominators, both have the same denominator. So, first try to make single fraction by taking the LCM, 3 plus iota and 2 minus 6 iota minus 4 plus iota, and it will take the form 2 minus 6 iota minus 4 minus iota upon 3 plus iota. So, 2 minus 4 and this is 6 iota and minus iota upon 3 plus iota. Now, almost the question is becoming similar to the previous parts, minus 2 minus 7 iota upon 3 plus iota. Now, if we compare this part, we can see the question is similar to the previous part, and now what we have to do is that we have to remove the complex denominator, and what we are going to do to remove that complex denominator is that we have to multiply and divide this fraction by what? By the conjugate of the denominator, that is 3 minus iota minus 2 minus 7 iota 3 plus iota times 3 minus iota upon 3 minus iota. Again distributive property. Okay, in this part I am going, okay, let me first show this step, minus iota minus 7 iota into 3 minus iota upon a square minus b square, 3 square minus iota square. This will become minus 6 plus 2 iota minus 21 iota minus multiplied by minus, minus multiplied by minus is positive, 7 and iota square is minus 1. I am skipping one step in this question, so that I can accommodate my working. 9 and minus 1, this will become minus 6 and minus 7, minus 6 minus 7, and 21 minus 2 is 19 with negative sign upon 9 plus 1. This is equal to minus 13 minus 19 iota upon 10. So, the required answer is minus 13 by 10 and minus 19 by 10 iota. I hope you are clear about these all 4 parts, and for the next 4 parts please catch me in the next class. Do not miss that class. Give our answer in form of the standard complex number. So, students, look at the numerator and denominator carefully. 1 plus iota over 1 minus iota, and we have to take the whole square of that. So, first you have to recall the perfect square identity with sum a plus b whole square equals to what? A square plus 2ab plus b square, and a minus b whole square equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. In order to understand one question, you should have the idea of so many other techniques. So, according to that, it will take the form 1 plus iota whole square upon 1 minus iota whole square, and now we have to apply perfect square identity with sum. According to that, 1 plus 2ab 2 iota plus iota square upon 1 minus 2 iota plus iota square. Iota square equals to what? This is the concept which is being tested frequently. So, you should have good idea of this. 1 plus 2 iota minus 1 upon 1 minus 2 iota minus 1. Now, look, 1 and minus 1, they can go easily, and I have the answer with me, 2 iota upon 2 iota with minus sign. This can go easily, minus 1, and we are left with what? We are left with real part only, but as we have to give our answer in standard complex number, so we can write it in form of minus 1 plus 0 iota. So, I hope you are clear about this, and let us move to the second part, and that is 1 over 2 plus 3 iota multiplied by 1 minus iota. So, first what we have to do is that we have to make the denominator single by multiplying these two brackets. So, it will take the form 1 over 2 plus 3 iota. We do not have the single denominator, we should have the single denominator, 1 minus iota. And now, what we can do is that 1 over 2 into 1 minus iota plus 3 iota into 1 minus iota. Now, what we have to do is 2 minus 2 iota minus 3 iota into minus 3, but iota multiplied by iota will become iota square. Okay, let me write it, minus 3 into iota square this will take the form 1 over 2 plus iota. Iota square is minus 1, 1 over 2 plus iota plus 3. So, it will become 1 over 5 plus iota. Now, our question is having the single denominator. Now, what we have to do is that we have to take 1 over 5 plus iota, 1 over 5 plus iota, and in order to simplify this question, I have to multiply and divide this fraction by the conjugate of the denominator, and that is 5 minus iota upon 5 minus iota. Again you can see that I have to apply the identity, perfect square identity with difference, 5 minus iota upon 5 square minus iota square. This will become 5 minus iota upon 25 minus 1, minus multiplied by minus is positive, 5 minus iota upon 25 plus 1, this is 5 minus iota upon 26, and I have to write my answer in standard complex number. So, 5 by 26 minus iota by 26 or 1 by 26 iota is the required answer. All parts of this question are important for your board examination. Please watch and understand these all questions and have a good practice before your exams. Thank you very much.